Welcome back. You're probably asking yourself, is this guy ever going to finish with Hack 5? And the answer is yes, we are going to finish with Hack 5, but not yet. We have a couple more things to discuss. They're going to help you, I hope. And you've been with me for a while now, much to my amazement and appreciation. And I'd like to say that you're thinking differently than you used to, and you're a different person than you used to. And just in the last session, I asked you to use the idea of controlled folly and controlling your folly through amusement, empathy, and admiration to be able to relate to other people in the foam pit. Now, if you're having trouble with that, and I'll bet some of you are, because your judgments about other people won't permit you to be amused or admiring about their foibles. And I like to say that one of the most interesting and challenging aspects of what the beast feeds us in terms of shitty thoughts is those that relate to judgment, whether they're judging ourselves or judging what's going on around us, either what's happening with individuals or what's happening with the world at large. If you're still somewhat miserable in your thinking, I'd like to ask you to focus on the issue, for now, of judgment. So ask yourself, how many of my thoughts that are coming through, that I'm witnessing and maybe giving some credence to or giving some of my life force to, have to do with the issue of judgment? You'd say, well, it's obvious that that person sucks. Okay, it could be a politician you don't like, or it could be somebody close to you. It could be somebody at school who's driving you nuts, a teacher, a coworker, a lot of times, a family member that you're judging because they're coming up short in a lot of areas. And I'd say, you're certainly entitled to judge these people if you want. But it doesn't serve you, because a judgmental thought actually diminishes your life force a little bit. And our whole goal here with the 7 life force hacks is to continually raise your sense of life force. So ask yourself next time you have a judgmental feeling about somebody, hey, that's not as bad as a microslash where I'm being attacked, but how did that affect my life force? Did that feel good to judge that person? Did that increase my life force? If it did, hey, go for it. In my personal experience, judgmental thoughts diminish my life force, so it's not something I want to keep doing. You're saying, Mackie, man, how do I get rid of judgmental thoughts? I can't bitch slap the beast, can I? Well, actually, you could. You could certainly bitch slap the beast, because any thought that comes in, when it doesn't feel good when it lands, has to be immediately repudiated. So yes, you can bitch slap a judgmental thought. I'm fine with that. If it diminishes your life force, bitch slap it away. However, I'll have another technique, another hack that you can use to deal with judgmental thoughts, and it's a little more pleasant than bitch slapping. Not a lot, but a little more pleasant than bitch slapping, which is what I'm trying to do, because anything that's more pleasant obviously takes up your life force a tiny bit. So okay, what is it? It's reflexive forgiveness. RF, reflexive forgiveness. This is a strange thing. It's not like the kind of forgiveness that's hard won after years of therapy and maybe going to Esalen for the week and taking a workshop and processing all your issues and forgiving yourself and forgiving your loved ones. No, that's not what I'm talking about. This is reflexive forgiveness. It's one step away from bitch slapping. And all it is anytime you start to have a judgmental thought, you just go, I forgive that. 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 Because some people are going to annoy you that much that the judgments are going to come hot and heavy. So one of the examples I give in my book is if you're married and you have a mother-in-law, she probably doesn't like you, but it could be that she has a grating laugh that drives you insane. So she shows up for the holiday weekend. They're staying at your place for the weekend, and the first conversation, you're like, oh man, I can't take a weekend of this. The woman's going to drive me nuts. No. Instead, she goes, I forgive that. I forgive that. See, so people that do stuff that annoys the living daylights out of you, all you have to do is say, I forgive that. 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 Try it. It's a lot easier than bitch slapping. See what you think. Reflexive forgiveness. So what happens if you do this is you're not a judgmental person anymore. You start to be judgmental, and then you forgive it, you wipe it off the slate, you're sitting there free. You're not carrying the weight of your judgments against yourself or somebody else. You can be free of judgment. It's not easy, but I've done it. You can do it. You're more of a witness after a while. You're sitting there watching all this stuff go down, and instead of, marking everything with a black mark, you're just like, okay, I'm watching. That's interesting. I can admire that. I can be amused by it. I can empathize, but I don't have to judge it. No, try it. You can be free of judgment for the rest of your life. Okay, you can still have discernment. You want to discern who you're going to hang out with, and you want to discern what kind of decisions you should make about whether you're going to deal with certain people and accept their monkeys and join their circus. But you don't have to walk around in a judgmental stupor all the time. That's my point. So try it and see if you like it. Okay? I've got another interesting little section for you before we end Hack 5, but we're pretty close now. Okay?